Okay, we got some news, some little updates. Hello and welcome into the Knicks-Verse live. Thank you for joining me here. I'm doing this. This was started out to be a recap of last night's game against the Portland Trail Blazers, which I wasn't able to put a recap out. I lost power in my house. I had to go watch the game at a bar, and things got a little out of control. So, doing it now, and then we got some further news about OG Anunoby's elbow. It looks like he's been listed as questionable. Let's get into it right now. Here we go. Well, actually, let me get back to this. Did not have this set up. So here, Steve Popper first tweeted this out just not that long ago, about an hour ago. According to league source, OG Anunoby has been shifted to questionable for Saturday. All right, so that was what he tweeted. And then Stephen Bondi, he used some interesting language here. OG Anunoby is questionable for tomorrow's game with right elbow management. Right elbow management. That's kind of like trying to place it in this term where it's like, oh no, this is kind of normal. Okay, this is just part of the process. All right, well, I'm going to use that word again. Concerned. He did play. He did go back in and play, though afterwards he did look a little compromised. There was a three-point attempt that was short. He was able to, be impactful. Of course, his defense is, tremendous. But he did look like he was favoring that elbow a bit last night. And now it looks like he may not play tomorrow against the Kings. And if you're watching this tomorrow on replay, then, he may not play against the Sacramento Kings. I'm definitely disappointed about this. However, it could be just part of the process. It could be just, maybe he went a little too far with his elbow. It could just be, it's one thing to, do it in practice and everything, but in real life, when you actually get that elbow really working, trying to swipe away at loose balls and stuff, or just trying to punch the ball out of opponent's hands, that could jar the elbow a bit, but doesn't mean it's actually re-injured. It's just kind of waking up parts of his elbow itself, the tendons that hadn't been used for that long. Remember, he missed 18 games. That's a long time. It was about 6 weeks he was out. That's a long time, and this is only his second game back, which the Knicks won, by the way. Knicks won. They beat the Trail. I have the wrong thing here. Sorry, let me switch this out. Here we go. This is the correct one. Sorry about that. Knicks beat the Blazers 105-93. Brunson gets a mild 45 because you could barely even tell he had 45 points, but it was his season high. I think it may even be his career high free throw attempts. He went through the free throw line 17 times. He connected on 15, I believe, which fantastic. The Knicks are now 14-2 in the Anunoby era, but his at the time when I wrote this, is OG's elbow sore? Well, apparently it is sore. And one of the things, shout out to the chat. Thank you guys for joining me here. Again, my name is George. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so and hit the thumbs up button for me, along with dropping your comments if you're watching this on replay, and just hit the chat as well. I'd love to hear all the comments here as well. Let's see, who do we got? We got Drew Reviews. What's up, brother? He says, hope OG's elbow is just going through a physical therapy phase, and hopefully he didn't re-aggravate his elbow again. Well, that is the best case scenario at this point, since he is out. Or not out, sorry, correction, that he's questionable. We don't know if he's out. Thank you so much, Walter Blackman. I appreciate the support. And shout out to everybody else. John17, Monarch Smart TV, what's up? Let's see here. What we got here? Let's go. Cheers, family. Yeah. I did. Yeah. I couldn't do the podcast, the recap last night. If it was that serious, he would have finished the game, even did reverse back. Yeah, he did the break. I did see that, the reverse. It's almost like the dunk is probably a little easier than the extension. of shooting, the shooting motion. So, and maybe it's in his head, maybe he's just feeling some soreness. Again, we've heard he's not the type of player who just kind of plows through pain. He doesn't play through pain. Like, he's kind of a Kawhi Leonard-esque type of guy in terms of, his body and pain and dealing with it and playing through it. He's not that kind of guy. So maybe he feels a little soreness and he's just being cautious. Though there was an article that Fred Katz put out this morning in The Athletic, which everyone should read. Everyone should subscribe to this. Great articles. He writes great stuff. Knicks OG Anunoby expected him to have soreness, pain, bumps and bruises upon returning. So they're saying they expected this from him. I pulled out some of the parts of the article here for you guys. There's going to be some times where there's going to be soreness, Knicks head coach Tom Thibodeau said. He played through it. He was fine. Medical looked at him. There's going to be times where he gets hit and you just try to keep going. All right. And then in OG's words here, it's just sore, Anunoby said. Nothing happened. Just went for a ball and it hurt randomly, but it's fine. So randomly, I think maybe he just means not really a big deal. It's not a sharp pain or anything. Just hurts. Just maybe fatigued a little. I don't know. It was the rapid movement that triggered the soreness, he said. So the rapid move. There you go. That's stuff that here. I haven't done it in a while, Anunoby continued. Just getting used to it. You can't recreate that in return to play and practice. It's true. So, they're trying to put this in a positive light. However, the reality is he's questionable for tomorrow's game. So, the thing about this is the Anunoby effect is so real right now on this team. I mean, look at this, 14-2, right? And I believe when Brunson and him play together, Knicks are 13-1. I mean, that's just a crazy type of production. Then when you look at the Eastern Conference standings here, so the Knicks right now are 3 games behind Cleveland and 3.5 games behind Milwaukee. We're right there to get a second or third seed. We're right there. And when Randall comes back, hopefully he'll come back and he'll be at least 80% of himself, which would be enough, especially now when you factor in what OG does for this team, how he lets everyone kind of slide into their right position. He was like he was like that puzzle piece that now you can just slot everyone else around that and see the picture, which is that he turns these Knicks into, well, they are already a good defensive team, but he turns them into probably the best defensive team in the NBA. 3 straight games held opponents to under 80, changed the organization, the name of an actual organization from the Philadelphia 76ers to the 79ers. And, I mean, the guy's just, it's hard to measure it, but we do actually have measurements for his impact. I'll come back to the standings. Just want to show you this. Tommy Beer tweeted this out, which I love his stuff. Latest installment of incredible OG Anunoby stats. First, the Knicks are now 14-2 in the 16 games that Anunoby has played with New York, and he's posted a positive plus-minus in each and every single game he's appeared in, which is the longest streak in franchise history. Wow. Kind of a weird stat to keep track of, but okay, it's good. The next thing, the Knicks have outscored their opponents by 291 points with OG on the court across that 16-game span. Per B-Ball reference, that's the second high plus-minus posted by any NBA player over a 16-game stretch, second only to Steph Curry during the Warriors' record-setting 73-win 2015-2016 campaign. There you go. Assimilate that. That's the impact that this dude has had on winning. He's not here scoring 38 points, 20 rebounds. No, he's not doing that. His stat lines are actually kind of modest. But what he does defensively, how he just completely alters the game plan, the offensive game plan of the opponent, he makes them start questioning themselves. and everyone else has stepped up defensively as well with him. And then you put Josh Hart out there. My God, I can't wait to see the day when it's Mitch, man, even though Isaiah's been awesome, but Mitch manning the middle, OG out there, Hart, and even throw Precious. A little unit like that, and then you throw Deuce at the point. I think, teams will struggle to score 80 points against that squad for sure. Let me show you something else here. Got this other thing here to show you guys. So this is from Cleaning the Glass. This is the on and off stats in the lineups here. So in the 1,121 possessions that OG has played with the Knicks, and he's been on the court, the Knicks have they're in the 100th percentile. That's it, 100th percentile. They are plus 25.7 points per 100 possessions. They destroy the opposition. And then when you look at the defense, the stuff on the left is offense, the stuff on the right is defense. And when you look at the defense, same thing, 100 percentile. They hold opponents to 99.7 per 100 possessions. That is hard to do, and they are doing it, which is why it's 100 percentile. Field goal percentage, they're like 47.8%. That's horrific. Look at all the sets. If you see orange across, orange is the best. Orange is the color you want there. And then you look at our offense, the field goal percentage jumps up to 89 percentile, almost 90 percentile with a 57.9%. Offensive rebounding percentages skyrocketing. Free throw rate, they get to the free throw line a tremendous amount of times. Then you look at all the times when OG has been off the court. Now, also, mind you, this includes before the trade. Which you kind of have to, because that's how you really can gauge the OG effect. So here, before the trade, also including the games when he's not on the court since the trade, just everything from the beginning of the season to this point now, without OG on the court, the Knicks have played 4,999 possessions. Now, mind you, this scrubs out garbage time. That's what Cleaning the Glass does. It eliminates garbage time. So, because garbage time can really throw you off in terms of your metrics and trying to measure the impact of a player. Look at this. In 4,999 possessions, without him on the court, the Knicks are a middling team. In fact, their differential is a minus 0.3, 52 percentile. So that's, and then you look at the defense. They allow 116.6 points per possession. That is 17.1 points difference between him on the court and off the court right there. And then, of course, that's blue, blue colors. It goes in shades. It shades up. If it's like really bad, it's really dark blue, but medium. So you can see his impact. It is tremendous. It's crazy to think that one player who is not a tremendous scoring machine, though he can give you 30 points on a certain night for sure, or 25 points, 20 points. He can do that. But to think that he can have this much of an impact on a team, I would never ever have guessed that. At all. You could hope for it, but no way. That is just phenomenal. Actually, it just shows his brilliance as a defender, and his offensive game has really surprised me as well. I didn't realize that he had that ability to drive to the basket that he does. He has a nice finishing package, and of course, his corner 3-point shot is phenomenal. I don't know if it's still the case, but it was about a couple of weeks ago that I think Kirk Goldsberry, who puts out those charts, those shot charts of who scored the most from certain zones. Ironically, RJ has scored the most points from, I believe, the right corner, and OG has scored the most points from the left corner in the entire NBA. So that's, bizarro stuff. See, shout out to the chat. Big Nick Energy, what's up, brother? Good to see you. It says, I really wish Randall was back for Sabonis tomorrow. Yeah, I know. I love their battles. True. It's a great point, man. Carlton, what's up? Wiz, salute to you, brother. Let's see here. Anything missed? If you guys have anything specific you want me to talk about, whatever, just highlight it or drop a super chat or whatever. That way I can see. It'll stick out for me. All right, let's move on. Let's get back to this here. All right, this is just phenomenal. 291 points. 291 points. That is crazy. All right, let's get to talking about last night's game. Now, I will be frank with you guys. I probably shouldn't be doing a recap of the game last night. It's not like I have great insight on it. I just kind of watched it, just like regular fan in a bar, which is why I don't go to bars to watch the Knicks game, and even like in playoffs and stuff. I definitely don't go during playoffs at all. I get too distracted. I like to really focus on it, and then of course you're at a bar, you end up drinking way too much, especially if there's too many shots flowing. Shots are the killer. Shots go right to make you nuts. Hey, what's up, Los? Jump right on in. Easy with OG Elbow is not 100%. Yeah. At this point, even though he's listed as questionable, if it were up to me, I would not play him tomorrow night. And I know it sucks because we were trying to win as many games as possible. And actually, let's go back to the standings here. Yeah, here we are. We're right in we're right in it. And I believe tonight Orlando is playing. Let me check those scores right now. If it's even started yet. Yeah, Orlando's playing tonight. They're beating the Raptors, who are. It also brings me to something else that's really sad and tragic. My heart goes out to RJ and his family for his loss of his brother. I don't know any details. I don't know anything about it. All I know is that he passed away, and it's a tragedy. I cannot even imagine being a father myself. Just devastating. So there's really nothing much to say other than we're thinking about you, and we care about you tremendously, and we hope that you guys get it. It's terrible. It's really horrible. And anyway, back to the basketball. I can see right here. Orlando's 6 minutes left. They're up 98-89 over the Toronto Raptors. And it would be nice if Toronto could somehow pull out a win tonight for us. But it's not looking great. But you never know. Look, it's 98-91 right now. The Toronto team, they're a scrappy team, and they have not been healthy at all. RJ's missed several games. IQ has missed games here and there. Scotty Barnes is probably gone for the season. Gary Trent Jr. also missed games. Poeltl has missed games, and yet they're still competitive. The other game of note for us is so the Heat did win. They beat the Pistons. So then that means, I have the Heat here as 35-30. So the Heat are now 36-30, and they just moved ahead of Philadelphia, to go into the 7th position. But they are 16 games back, so they're 3 games behind us. It's nice to have a little 3-game cushion, but it'd be nice to increase that. We need to get into that top 2 or 3 right there, which is why it'd be tough to not play this game tomorrow against the Sacramento Kings with OG. But the Knicks have shown that they have enough to win. That Sunday game against the Sixers or the 79ers was shocking. That's why it was so shocking. And even though OG he came back for the second game against them on Tuesday, and of course, we destroyed them, I still believe even if he hadn't come back for that game, that the Knicks still would have won against that team, because there's no way that Brunson was going to let that happen twice in a row, that they were going to come out so flat, disjointed. No way. So there's still a chance, even without OG, that the Knicks can pull off this win against Sacramento, and I have some previews and stuff for that as well. Let's see here. We got Steve Larson in the house. I like that attitude. OG will be fine. John 17 said I would play him. Okay, all right. I would rather err on the side of caution at this point. Let's see. OG looks like he's 6'9". He does look bigger than 6'7". OG, but you know what it is? A lot of it, he has incredibly big wingspan, and that really helps him. And he gets that low crouch. Man, he's such a phenomenal defender. Just love it. Love the way he plays. That guy. Let's go back to this. So, 45 points for this guy and 4 assists. Not a big assist night. Interesting. The Knicks shot 20% from the three-point line. So it's pretty shocking that they were even still to, take control of this lead and hold on to it and never give it back. I don't think the Blazers got closer than 9, I believe, after the Knicks took over the lead. Here's a little dynamic duo stat I pulled from the actual broadcast. You can see Josh Hart has been playing phenomenal basketball for these Knicks lately. Honestly, if he kept going, if he had played like this all season, he would be the 6th man of the year. However, he's been starting a lot for the Knicks, so I don't know how that works out in terms of the voting and stuff. But he's like playing at an all-star level lately. All-star level. I mean, that 20 points and 19 rebounds, or 20 points, 18 rebounds night with 10 assists, that was legendary. It's amazing. Let's see. His hair gives him height too. True. Knicks shrink everybody by an inch when they come here. It's funny. Let's keep going here. Interesting to note, another Fred Katz tweet here. Tom Thibodeau said no Burks in the second half was a basketball decision. No injury. So I have to say, that's one of the interesting little side stories that has developed this season from the trades and the personnel. It's that Thibodeau he really has evolved. He really has changed, because 2 years ago, that Thibodeau, if he was still coaching today, would be shoving Burks out there constantly and just expecting results that don't ever truly come. So at this point, it's nice to see that Thibs is not forcing the issue. I'm sure he hopes that Burks can shake out of this funk that he's in and start contributing, but he's not going to burn key minutes on him to do that. And I believe this is like his second game, because of the other game on Tuesday, I don't think he played at all in the second half. He may have played in garbage time, but I don't think he played important minutes either. He did play in the first half. So we're starting to see him kind of drift away from using him in the second half when the game is on the line. And that's a good thing to see. And hopefully Burks, during this time before Randall returns, because there are going to be minutes available for him before Randall returns, that he can shake out of this funk. Same with Bojan. Bojan has just not been the quality player that we had hoped that he would be at this point, though he has given us, I think, a couple of 20-point games. So he has given us some production. And I think Burks only gave us like one decent game in this whole time here, which is kind of sad when you think about it. After this trade. But this trade was also not just about this season. It was about, getting assets, and it's about the cap management. Burks will probably be let go, so they'll be able to, use that money for something else. And then Bojan, he's a piece. He's still one of the best shooters in the NBA. The Knicks will be able to move him in the offseason as part of a big package if that appears. And then with his salary, it'll help, eat up some salary, because you got to have salary pieces to move, especially now that we've gotten rid of, Grimes. We've gotten rid of RJ. He would have been that piece in a big name trade. So, those are the things at work here. But it'd be nice to see these guys shake out of this and contribute to winning. They're just not doing it. And if they're not hitting their shots and making buckets, they're a tremendous liability. I mean, Burks has lost something defensively since the last time we had Burks here. And Bojan, he's basically just, the Croatian Fournier at this point, defensively. To the point where I feel like I see a little more fight in Fournier than I do in Bojan. So I hope he also shakes out of it. Steve Larson says Randall went from 6'9" to 6'8", Brunson 6'2" to 6'1", and Hart from 6'5" to 6'4". True. I mean, first of all, Hart looks 6'5" to me. He does. He looks, especially when you see him standing next to like Dante DiVincenzo and stuff. He definitely looks much taller than the rest of them. Players. Really? 6'6". Interesting. All right, let's move on here. I don't have highlights for you because when I go live, something happens. I get flagged with the highlights and stuff, which is annoying. I have to work that out. But here are the stats from last night's game. The Knicks won 105-93. OG 12 points, 5 of 11. He was only 1 for 4 from the three-point line. And I told you, like, one of those three-point attempts was really short and it was after that he I don't want to say re-injured it or whatever, but his elbow started bothering him. So, that's topic of concern here right now. 9 rebounds for him, 2 assists. Isaiah Hartenstein, who the minutes that I got to see him play, he looked fantastic. 4 of 6. He's starting to feel like the Hartenstein pre the Achilles injury, and I like that Thibs kept him to 24 minutes. Have to manage his minutes, which is why it's also incredibly important that Mitch returns, because there's going to be nights when we're going to need that quality big man anchoring that number 5 spot for all 48 minutes. And when you go small with Precious, which has worked at times, it's going to be tough against those teams with like the Bucks. With like really bigs that can really hurt you, or let's say Embiid returns for with the Sixers, teams like that, and the Cavs as well. Even though we did take care of business against them, that's a team that has some bigs who can really put a hurt on us. And if Isaiah Hartenstein can't be playing 40 minutes a night anymore at all, we have to preserve his Achilles. Brunson in his 38 minutes, like I said, I called it a mild 45 because watching the game, it didn't seem like he was lighting it up like that because he was only 2 of 10 from the three-point line, but 14 of 30 overall, so that means he was 12 of 20 inside the arc. 45 points for him, and Josh Hart, another 42-minute game, 3 of 8 for him. Didn't hit a three-point shot, but none of the Knicks shot well from the three-point line. 20.7%, so you can see right there. And 5 rebounds for Dante. He was 2 of 8 from the three-point line as well. Dante's been struggling for the three-point line. He had a decent game, I think it was on Tuesday. He had a decent game Tuesday from the three-point line. Deuce, an effective 22 minutes for him, 3 of 6 overall, 6 points. It's nice to see, Deuce getting 22 minutes and Burks and Bojan less minutes than him. 14 for Bojan Bogdanovic and only 4 minutes for Alec Burks. Even though he 2 of 5, 40%, he had 1 of his 2 3-point attempts, 5 points, 1 rebound, but no assists. He's not making an impact on the team at all in terms of winning, which is really a problem. Really a problem. Against the Sixers, that's horrible Sunday slaughter, mind-boggling game. He shot 25%, but then he had the bounce-back game against the Sixers on Tuesday, the 79ers, he shot 4 of 9, 44%, but then last night, 2 of 8. So since, including the Golden State game, which was on the 29th of February through now, he is shooting 30.5% from the three-point line. Whew. This is he has been one of the best three-point shooters in the NBA all season. And so he's in a down spell right now. And it could also be because of minutes. He has averaged 38 minutes per game during that stretch. That's a lot of minutes for a guy who didn't really start that much. I think he did start a little bit when he played for the Warriors because of injuries, but he didn't play these kind of minutes. He had a stretch beginning with the injury to OG and Randall. He played 42 minutes against Charlotte. He played 40 minutes against the Jazz, 38 minutes against the Pacers, 40 minutes against the Lakers, 40 minutes against the Grizzlies, 43 minutes against the Mavericks, 40 minutes against the Pacers the second game, and 41 minutes against the Rockets. So, and then he remember he had a sore leg. That was all right before the All-Star game. And then since the All-Star game, the minutes are down a little bit, but he played 40 minutes against the Cavs on the 3rd of March, 39 minutes against the Hawks the game after that, 42 minutes against Orlando. So that could be catching up to him, which is why it's affecting his three-point shot. Again, another reason why you want Bojan and Burks to wake the fuck up, because if they're hitting their buckets, then we don't have to play Dante as much right now, and he can get some rest as well. We want everyone as fresh as possible for this playoff run, because this team has something special going on with it right now. But the injuries are dulling that, and I can't wait. I cannot wait. In fact, I tweeted something like that out last night about this. What was this tweet? I should have had it here for you guys. Because let's see here. Is it just me feeling all this Knicks potential angst? I can't fucking wait till Julius and Mitch are back to catapult our team into serious title contention. I'm serious. I'm 100% serious, by the way. I just don't see even the mighty Celtics being able to handle what a fully healthy New York squad can do. Those are big words. That's quite a claim. I was a little buzzed when I tweeted it out, but I do believe in it. What's up? Hey, we got let's see here. Check out the chat here. Hey, you guys, if you haven't subscribed yet and you're watching this right now, please do so and turn on the notification bell so you're alerted like when I go live like this or I drop a new video. Hit the thumbs up button for me and drop your comments. Even later, if you're watching this right now and later on you have a thought or whatever, just drop it in the comments section. I try to read them all. I appreciate all that. They help me. They help me tremendously, especially if I overlook something or whatever. Definitely shout me out on it. No problem. Let's see. What do we got here? Sims was 6'10" at Texas. Now he's 6'9" here. Everyone shrinks in New York, man. It's a big city. Rick James says Dante has no mid-range and can't finish, so it's not hard to guard him. There's a reason he's been a bench guy his whole career. True, but he has that nice reverse. He can do that. He actually has a decent ability to finish when he is parallel with the baseline. It's when he's actually approaching the basket on an angle. He doesn't have a finishing package. His scoop shot is flawed. And then his floater, at times his floater's dropping, but I saw one floater last night. He like threw it so high up. I thought it was going to go way over the whole backboard. So he has to work on that stuff in the summer because it's like there. I just don't think he's had much need for it because of the role that he's been put in throughout his career as an NBA player. But I think there's a lot more to him that can be unlocked, and not beyond him being one of the top 5 or 6 3-point shooters in the NBA. So I definitely think there's more upside to him that he has shown. Let's see what else is here. You can't actually re-injure. Chris Prisha says you can't actually re-injure this injury. His elbow was cleaned out and is sore. Okay, good news. That's good news. I've had the exact thing, by the way. I don't know if I showed you guys this before, but see this scar right here? And then I had two, it was a bone over here. It was actually a bone fragment that was loose, and he had to hammer it in and all this stuff. So I've had this exact injury, and I played through it. I mean, I was 12, 13 years old, but I played through it. I didn't care. Let's keep moving on here. The plus minus, as you would expect, tells pretty much the story that we observed. When Brunson's on the court, Knicks were a plus 17. Same with Hartenstein. And when Anunoby was there, he was a plus 11. Josh Hart, of course, he played almost the majority of the game, so he ended up a plus 1. And he shared a lot of time with the bench unit, which unfortunately, we got Burks there. Bogdanovich was a plus 5 in his, 12 minutes he played? 14 minutes. But Deuce, look at him, a plus 13. Love that. In his 22 minutes of play, plus 13. There were only 2 minus players. Precious Achua, minus 5. He had he kind of wasn't that present in the game. Again, I missed part of the game, so it's the parts that I saw, wasn't making that much of an impact, but he did pick up 7 rebounds in his 24 minutes and a couple assists, 2 of 3 overall. Sims did not get into this game, which is interesting. But look at that. They only shot 20.7%. That's terrible. All right, let's go back to this here. Oh, no, wait. Let's move on here. The plus minus. Okay, and then the Portland Trailblazers. DeAndre Ayton. Big game for him. 40 minutes, 31 points, 12-21, 14 rebounds. When the Knicks encounter a guy like that, and if there's other guys on the court who are lighting it up as well, you're going to need a guy like Mitch. We're going to need him out there. So I really hope Mitch is working his way back, and it seems like he is. That's all the reports are promising. but nothing definitive as of yet. Though I have him projected to return on the 29th of March. And I was totally right on OG returning on the 12th. And I have Randall returning on the 23rd or the 24th, I believe. I think that's the game against the Nets. But we haven't heard anything definitive. But they are on the road with the team right now. That's a really good sign. So that means they're practicing with them. The camaraderie is there. They're getting themselves into game shape. So things are looking good in that respect. I love the positivity here. We're hearing, hey, what's up, Connor Tulin? Yeah, OG's fine, bro. I hope so. But honestly, I don't think he should play tomorrow. If your elbow's too sore at this point, the night before the game, the in between night, why push it? I mean, yeah, we can get the win and we need the win, but losing him for I don't want to say, but anything that could slightly aggravate that injury, it just would be a setback of tremendous proportions at this point. Because I really believe that this team has all the ingredients right now to at least get to Game 7 against the Celtics. I'll put it that way. We have all the ingredients right now. I know they say, oh, well, you need a superstar. You need this, you need that. Well, in a lot of ways, we have all of that right now. I put out a video a long time ago about how you build an NBA championship and how most of them have been built over the past 20 years, except for the Dallas Mavericks team. That was the one outlier. There was another outlier team as well. The Detroit Pistons as well. That was the previous one. But you need a superstar who basically, when you have to have a bucket, he can get it for you, and that's Jalen Brunson. There's no doubt. He got 45 points last night. He wasn't even shooting well from the three-point line. So we got that. Then he needs a partner in crime. That's Randall. All-star, all-NBA guy. Boom. Then you need someone who is a defensive player of the year type or an all-defensive type player. Well, we got two. We got Mitch, and then we got OG. So, and then you need a nice deep bench, and also in today's game, you need versatility. And now with guys like Precious, OG, and Josh Hart, we got so much versatility right there. All the ingredients are there. And Thibs, the way he's approaching games and his attitude right now in terms of using guys, like actually really using guys situationally, I'm loving it. We're seeing that. We're seeing that with Deuce, the way he's bringing Deuce in to slow guys down at times, even when Brunson's got it going. Like the way he'll sub Brunson back in if there's like a loose ball and they're throwing the ball in. He'll bring him back in to secure that bucket. I'm loving all of that. All that gamesmanship. That's real coaching, real in-game coaching. And we've had a problem with Thibs over the years with that. And he's showing that he's seen the light. He's seen the light. And I think he knows that this team can be very special. He's been on championship teams. He's been, a coach on a finals team. So he understands the ingredients that it takes to get that far. And I'm sure he's seeing what I'm seeing. This team has it. This team never quits. Even when we are debilitated with injuries beyond belief, this team still fights. Except for that Sunday game. That Sunday game was just insane. All right, man. What's up, everybody? Hey, Drew's Reviews comes back. Hey, George, I got to hope OG's elbow didn't get re-aggravated. His elbow, and it's just soreness that he's fighting through. Yes. Someone else said, if his elbow's clean, it's clean. So it's probably just soreness. He's probably just, maybe he turned it a certain way, a certain angle and stuff, and the muscles are just, haven't been awoken yet, and that's where the soreness is coming from. Let's hope for the best in terms of that. But at this point, I would personally err on the side of caution and not play him. But you know what? If he wakes up tomorrow and he's has no pain whatsoever. Also, to repeat what I said earlier, he apparently seems like a Kawhi Leonard type of guy when it comes to his body and being willing to play or not being willing to play through pain. So if he wakes up and he's not feeling any soreness or pain or nothing to keep him out of the game, then play, because he's like the best judge on whether he should play or not. Let's see. He was being a drama queen, screaming and holding his arm. See, I see that part I didn't see. I only saw the replay and all that stuff, so I didn't see it when it was happening live. Drew says, I still remember when Michael Jordan slapped Malik Monk upside his head for making a bad play. I bet if he was still the owner of the Hornets, he could use Malik Monk now. Oh, yeah. All right, we got over 100 in the chat. So, guys, you guys join me for this special Friday night live show. Friday Night Live. Hey, it's mostly a talk about OG's elbow and a recap of the game last night. Let's keep moving forward here. We got the team stats. As you can see, the Knicks only shot 43.7% overall, but under 21% from the three-point line on 29 attempts. They only connected on 6 of 29. That's abysmal. But the beautiful thing is they went to the free throw line 26 times, and they hit 23 of them. Fantastic. And that's another reason why that's another aspect of a championship type team. When you get to the free throw line steadily and you hit your free throws, you cash in, that you give yourself a tremendous chance of winning. Now, that's one of the downsides of Mitch. So, which is also why you want to have him start, use him, and then Isaiah he might be the guy who closes the game out in the fourth quarter. He's a better free throw shooter than Mitch, but before I keep saying that, but let me see, let me confirm that. Let's confirm Isaiah Hartenstein's free throw shooting. Yeah. This year he's shooting 72.6%. So that definitely, so he'll be out on the court, which is also why you want to preserve his Achilles. A lot of it is just going to be, management of the players' bodies to try and get them to be their best selves. The Knicks only had 16 assists. That's shocking. But we won the rebounding war 50-45, as we always should. The steals, wow, we got 11 steals. Nice, but they got 10. So that was pretty even there. Turnovers, we kept it to 15, which is still over our season average, but they committed 18 turnovers, and we were able to get 23 points off their turnovers. Though, inverse, they were able to get 19 points off of our 15 turnovers. So it was really only a +4 in our favor there. Fast break points, they got us there, a +3, 22-19. But points in the paint, the Knicks dominated. Of course, they did. They had to. There's no way they would have won this game when they missed 23 three-pointers. We won the points in the paint battle by 24, 58-34. Wow. That's almost an entire quarter of scoring. The largest lead for the Knicks was 22 at one point, and the Trailblazers did lead by 7 at one point. All right. Well, this is the thing. If you're just joining me now, Steve Popper tweeted this out a little over an hour and a half ago. According to league source, OG Anunoby has been shifted to questionable for Saturday. And then Bondi followed it up with OG Anunoby is questionable for tomorrow's game with right elbow management. So at this point, it's looking like he's probably going to sit out. And Cats, I'll read this again in case you missed it in the beginning. This is from a Fred Katz article from The Athletic, which everyone should definitely subscribe to and read. He covers the Knicks like nobody else, though. Shout out to Stephen Bondi as well. There's going to be some times where there's going to be soreness, Knicks head coach Tom Thibodeau said. He played through it. He was fine. Medical looked at him. There's going to be times where he gets hit, and you just try to keep going. And then OG said, it's just sore. Nothing happened, just went for a ball, and it hurt randomly. But it's fine. It was the rapid movement that triggered the soreness, he said. I haven't done it in a while, and Anunoby continued, just getting used to it. You can't recreate that in return to play and practice. So, we just got to hope for the best. I see no Zion, please. Zion's goofy. Are you guys watching games or something? Here, let's get to this thing here. Let's do a little preview of this game against the Sacramento Kings. Tomorrow's game, Saturday's game, should I put it that way? These are the season averages per game for both squads. The Kings are averaging 118.4 points per game. I think they're up there as one of the top offenses, scoring offenses in the game right now. The Knicks are down 112. Oh, actually, let's go to this. Here we go. This is what I want to show. So the Knicks are, in points per game, they're 23rd in the NBA, where the Kings are 7th. But in terms of opponents' points per game, the Knicks are only allowing 108.1 points per game, which is second best behind the Minnesota Timberwolves. And the Kings, they're 21st. They allow 117.4 points per game. So they don't play defense. The Knicks do. The Knicks offense struggles, but the Kings offense cooks. However, when it comes down to the things that really matter, which is rebounding and defense, the Knicks have the advantage there. The records are almost identical. The Knicks are 39-27. Kings are 38-27. Just one game, one win separates the two of them. And then, so now back to here. As you can see, the assists, they average almost 29 assists per game. We're down under 24. That's abysmal. We got to get up to 27. We got to get up to, and in our wins, we do average 27. Steals, pretty much even. Blocks, we're leading that category. Turnovers, we're leading that one. But they don't turn the ball over that much as well. And then field goal percentage, they're at 48.6%. And three-point percentage are at 37%, which is better than us at this moment. But we are leading in the free throws. Points in the paint, they are actually averaging 52.9 points per game in the paint. We're actually 48.7. So they have the advantage there. Almost over 4 points per game in the paint. But second chance points, we dominate that. 16.3 for us, 14.2. That's the Josh Hart factor. The hustle factor, that's our offensive rebounding right there. That's Isaiah Hartenstein doing his thing. This Precious doing his thing. Fast break points, shockingly, we are better at fast breaks than the Kings. Which you would have thought a team with De'Aaron Fox would be besting us at this point. In terms of, it is sad that Randall's not around to battle his old buddy Sabonis. They bring out the best and worst in each other. It's always fun to watch those battles, but he won't be playing. But Domantas is leading the Kings in assists and rebounds. He's averaging 13.6 rebounds per game, and he's averaging 8.4 assists per game, if I'm reading that correctly. That is wild. Blocks, Isaiah is averaging 1.05. They don't really get many blocks, that's for sure. Keegan's their top blocker. He's not even at 1. Brunson is our high scorer, of course. He's averaging 27.2 points per game, and De'Aaron's at 27 right behind. So they pretty much even each other out. And in terms of assists per game, Brunson is our best, 6.5. Right now, the Knicks have played 66 games. They have 16 games left. I predicted that to get the third seed, they need to win at least 52 games. So that means the Knicks need to go 13-3. That's going to be tough. They need to go 13-3. However, look at that. They're 14-2 with Anunoby playing. So it is doable. However, we do need Randall back. So it's going to be a challenge. However, you never know. I mean, the Cavs could suddenly hit a funk. A little slide. They lose 3 or 4 in a row. Knicks win 3 or 4 in a row, and boom, we're right there. And then we're just kind of neck and neck battling towards the end. Same goes for the Bucks. I don't see the Magic being able to pass the Knicks, and I don't see Indiana. I don't see anyone being able to pass the Knicks. So at this point, the Knicks are pretty much locked in at 4, the 4th seed. I think we'll probably hold on to that. And, I guess the 6th seed would be strategically better for us at this time because then we won't have to battle the Celtics in the first or second round, in the second round of the playoffs. Hey, if we have to rest OG and we take this loss, there is, a benefit that if we slide down to the 6th spot. At least we'll still be in the playoffs. We won't have to deal with the play-in, but we will be able to avoid the Celtics in those early rounds. But at the same time, when I think about it too, if Randall returns and he's able to play, be somewhat near his regular self, and then Mitch returns and he gets enough games under his belt, gets at least 10 games under his belt to kind of get back into game shape, because he will have missed a lot of time. He hasn't played since December. But if he gets that much time before the end of the season and we roll into that first round and we play one of these guys, Orlando or Cleveland, whoever it is we're playing. I guess we'd play Orlando at this point. The 4 and 5 play against each other. 3 and 6 play against each other. So then, we take care of business. And then if we have to meet Boston in the second round, so be it. We'll take them to 7 games. And who knows? Maybe Brunson goes crazy, and he lights them up for 45. And OG's out there, and he's suffocating Tatum. And we got Hart, suffocating Jaylen Brown. And then all we have to deal with is Porzingis at that point. Derek White, they have other weapons as well. But those are the main guys. And then we get Mitch and Isaiah to try to neutralize KP. And maybe we do what the Heat did last year and take down the number 1 team. Ooh, it's possible. It's possible. All right, I'm starting to lose my voice. I've been going for almost an hour. Appreciate everybody joining in here. Really, really do appreciate it. This is a special little show. I'm going to go live more often. Definitely going to go live more often. Also going to create new membership for the channel itself. There'll be some special lives. Maybe we'll do some special Zooms for channel members, and we can all talk, hash it out. And also to help support the channel as well, to keep it going, because I want to, expand. I want to have more guests, get a phone line in here. I want to hear you guys talk and stuff. But we can, in the in between, we could have Zooms and stuff, which would be a lot of fun. And I'll do some special videos just for the subscribers. Hey, I see Stanley Mann's in the house. What's up? Stanley says Knicks need a big game from Bogdanovich against the Kings. Yes, guy has to start hitting the shots. He has to. All right, I was talking about that earlier. Absolutely has to. John 17 says he thinks Sabonis is a bit overrated. He's overrated, but I don't know, man. The guy's got some special skills. He's a really, really special power forward. I really like his game, and I love the way he and Randall get under each other's skin. Let's see, George, you underestimate the Magic. They are very good. They are very good defensively. I do. I doubt Randall comes back healthy. Stanley Mann says, yes, I agree with you. And also, you're right. And the Magic do have their strength of schedule, it's pretty weak. So they have that to their advantage. So it is possible that they pass us. If we can't, keep winning, it is possible they pass us and maybe they slip into 4th and we get into 5th. At that point, if that happens, we might as well just try and rest some guys. Maybe spread the minutes around a little more so then we end up with that 6th seed. The problem is that when you start going into that area there, then you have the Sixers, you have Miami right there just breathing down your neck, and Indiana. Those 3 teams, I mean, who knows? One of them could suddenly, catch fire and, go on a big win streak, and then we're in the 7th place. We don't want that. That's the one thing we're not. So it's playing with fire, trying to get that 6th seed to avoid the Celtics. That's why I'm saying, you know what? Let's just focus on getting healthy. Let's focus on trying to create as much continuity, recapturing that magic that we had back in January. Speaking of magic, the Jan Knicks. Let's get the Jan Knicks plus Mitch. Man, that would be that's a tremendous, tremendous cocktail for success. I can't wait to see this team healthy and out there. I'm just like, come on, let's go. That's how I'm feeling right now. McBride will shut down Monk off the bench. Oh, Deuce has been awesome. Well, Deuce for the season. All right, he's a career high average in minutes this season, 15.1. He's shooting 40.5% from the three-point line. That's a career best. He's never shot over 30%. He shot 29.9% last season. So his three-point shot is real, and it's on 3.1 attempts. As those attempts go up, maybe that drops a little bit, but who knows? It's not like he's going crazy. His 2-point percentage, he's at 48.1%. That's almost a 25% jump. No, a 2.5% jump over last season. And his field goal percentage is at 51.1%. Decent. His free throw shooting, career high, 82.1% for him. Fantastic. He's averaging 6.6 points per game in just 15 minutes. Beautiful. But let's look at what he's been doing recently. Deuce's shooting is averaging 9.5 points per game in 23.8 minutes of play. He's shooting now when his attempts go up. His three-point attempts are now at 4.4. His three-point shooting percentage has gone down from 40 to 35.2, which is, that's just on the borderline of okay. It'd be nice to see that up a little higher. But he's shooting 85.7% from the free throw line. Overall, 42.2%. But we also know that his true impact, it also comes on the defensive end. D Nice, what's up, brother? You're amped. I'm amped too. I'm amped. I'm so amped. This team has all the ingredients. We have enough. But we got to get healthy. That's what it comes down to. All right. I think I'm going to sign off. I've been talking for an hour. I appreciate everyone joining me here on this, kind of like surprise live stream to talk about last night's game and talk about the upcoming game and discuss the OG injury, which we're not calling it an injury. He's just questionable. He's been listed as questionable. In case you're coming in late, as you can see here, Popper, he tweeted out he's been shifted to questionable. And then Stephen Bondi tweeted out that he's listed as questionable for tomorrow's game with right elbow management. So I think they're just trying to give it some rest, see how he feels. Let's hope that it's all fine. And judging by the attitude of everyone in the chat, it feels like everyone's kind of similar on a similar page, that this is just regular expected soreness, as Fred Katz wrote here, that the Knicks and OG Anunoby expected him to have soreness and pain, bumps and bruises upon returning. It was going to happen, and the question becomes whether he actually plays tomorrow. He plays tomorrow, it gives us a great chance to win. If he doesn't, it makes it that much more difficult. However, the way Precious has been playing, and I know Dante, he's shooting 30.5%, 30.5% lately from the three-point line, and that's a concern. But he did have a nice game against the 79ers on Tuesday. He had an off game last night, but maybe he can recapture his shooting. Josh Hart has been phenomenal. He's been playing like an all-star. Yeah, the past few games against the Sixers, the 79ers, he did not shoot well from the three-point line. He's only 2 of 15 from the three-point line in the last 3 games. But before that, he went on a run. He went on an 8-game run where he shot 43.5% from the three-point line. Averaged 16.5 points per game on 43.3 minutes. So he had a nice run there, but he literally averaged 43 minutes per game in an 8-game stretch. And I think that's also had an impact on him. However, look at how he was on Tuesday against the Sixers. 20 points, 19 rebounds, and 10 assists. Phenomenal. He just wreaks havoc out there. He's King Chaos out there, man. I love the way he's playing for us. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching this, and I will see you around the Knicks-Verse. Peace.